Good afternoon, everyone. This is Anushka Sil from the Directorial Board of the Startup Club by MCKVIE, and I welcome you all to today's brainstorming session. So, this has been the third week, and I know that you all are very much excited. I wish you all a very happy Diwali, and I indeed appreciate all of your presence amidst this festivity. That is what the dedication which entrepreneurship demands. Amidst everything, you people chose to constructively project your ideas on the topic, and the club appreciates your participation. Before we begin with the topic of the day, I would like to announce the results of the last week. So, for last week, we have the best speaker, Deborshi Roy. Deborshi, we congratulate you and we indeed appreciate your constructive ideas which you had focused on the topic of Ritesh Agarwal and his journey to become a billionaire. We would also like to present the certificate to Rishabh Gupta for his participation. So, Swati Shushmita, thank you for being with us. Vidisha Biswas and Riddhi Vyas. Well, those were the results of last week. And we begin with the topic of this week, which says that the role of Indian food delivery startups during the COVID-19 situation. I believe not only a man, but also everyone's way to their heart is through their stomach. This lockdown has been quite challenging to each of us, but you all shall agree that when you all were stuck at homes, you would have tried those Oyo, Uber Eats, and the Swiggy applications at least
Happy Diwali. Also, happy Bhai
Similarly,
Dooj in
we
advance.
would appreciate if you would turn on your camera if that is possible.
Yes, yes, yes. I will. Happy Diwali to everyone. Now I move into the topic, the food delivery system. Food is a thing which connects each and everybody from east to west, north to south. We all appreciate food is a thing which connect through globally even. And in this lockdown situation, we face very awkward situations, very circumstances. And even in this situation, we can face many hurdles which we cannot speak, even the mental hurdles, I thought. But in that situation, everybody, even most of the people, start doing some kitchen work, I guess. And in this lockdown situation, at least one time, yeah, two times, we will deliver foods from outside after the COVID pandemic is settled down. And at first, they have to deliver in COVID time also because they have the permission to deliver things after the hotels are reopened. And in previous situations, the hotels have other norms, and after the COVID-19 situation, they have to follow the different government norms due to the COVID-19 situations, and they have to take the precautions very highly due to this pandemic. But after this situation, the workers like food delivery boys like Zomato, Swiggy, these companies have taken extra safety cares. Hopefully, that's good for us. And in this lockdown situation, in COVID situation, we face many difficulties. But in the food system, we don't see that much fall because food is an essential thing for everybody, and it is a, you can say, connectivity system between poor to rich. All need food to live. So for this system, the delivery boy who have to pay their lives even, and their life risk is also there. And some situations happen where they have to face such difficult circumstances due to the customer behavior after COVID-19 situation, but still they are doing their own job for their own food, own family food. And so food is a necessary item for all of us, and we have to connect through it. So we can do a startup on this, basically like Zomato, Uber Eats, etc. Because this is the connectivity system which we can help throughout these pandemic situations. Even in COVID-19 situation, they have to deliver our food at home with the safety. So if we progress through that delivery system chain reaction, then we should also think about that system, because food is a thing which we need every time. It must be costly, it must be cheap, it varies, but it's necessary for all of us to live. So we need to focus on that point, that if we if we do that delivery system change on our work, then it would be helpful for many people, like delivery boys, even the company can if we properly point that motto that we can take care of the people and their safety on that food, so we can proceed for the food startup, because food is a thing which is very cautious for all of them, because it can be harmful for any human body. And even if the safety measures are not taken properly, then we can face many problems in that pandemic situation. But food is a system which can connect people throughout all the world. So we should focus on that system, and especially the chain system and also the delivery system, where people have to face many difficulties through the customers, even through the online jams and other problems. But sometimes they have to
Rinki, you
face
have
many
30 seconds
circumstances,
more. You have
even
30
lost
seconds.
their jobs. So we should appreciate their work and go for our startup. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. That was indeed a very vivid opinion how foods connect the rich and the poor. It's like for everyone. Well, the next speaker, we have Aditi Pandey with us. Aditi, please. Okay, Aditi is unavailable currently. So next we go up with Aditi. Aditi, are you here?
Yes, the
Aditi, we would appreciate if you can switch on your camera.
okay.
Thank you. Please.
So today's topic is role of Indian food delivery startups during COVID-19 situation. As we know, lockdown prohibited us from going outside. So there were few months, we were not taking any takeouts and all. We were not receiving anything from outside. So takeouts, order food, mostly everyone stopped it. But later, many festive season came, Rakhi came, and all, and something a new normal thing is being were being adopted. Zomato, Swiggy, Uber, they also adopted some updates and to shift to the new situation. Like they started giving the riders temperature. Then no contact delivery was introduced. Then cashless transaction was favored, and many more thing was done so that they bring changes to our life and continue the service. Now, what role did they play? First, they provided the feast to us. They made our lockdown special. Even we were in our home, but we were not carving for the foods of the outside, since they made us available. Second, for every feast we were eating, Zomato did one thing. It started one initiative like food for daily wagers, and it collected 1.5 crore in 17 hours for daily wagers. And Zomato also distributed 2.27 crore to the two small restaurants which were facing difficulties during the lockdown. So for every feast we are eating, they were providing something to the lower class which need us in the lockdown period. So they were not only connecting us with the food, they were also connecting people through their food. Now, second most thing, before lockdown, the online delivery was almost 0.2% in the urban areas, because we mostly prefer going outside and having a feast with friends and all. But later, after lockdown, since everything was restricted, these company the takeout system became 47% of the market. Since everything became online, from education to shopping, everything, we were not having any options. So this also increased the rate of online production in the market. Now these companies adopted some changes, like firstly, these companies only offer food delivery, but later we were facing problems regarding groceries and all. Zomato adopted the change. It also started giving grocery. It also started grocery delivery. Secondly, Zomato adopted one more change, and it also started selling the alcoholic beverages too. So since they these all company, whether it is Uber Eats, whether it is Zomato, whether it is Swiggy, they all took the initiative to reach us, to make our festive seasons great, to make our lockdown great. They not only provided food to us, they also provided joy to other section of the society. They tried their best to cope up with this. They provide firstly, say if if this initiative would not have been made, if online delivery would have been stopped completely, many workers who were working in the restaurants or the delivery boys may have lost their jobs. But no, they took the initiative. They came forward with their ideas, with their updates, different updates, and they are still in their job. And thankfully they have not become an unemployed. So Zomato, these all things in the lockdown, they have given us feast also, they have given us joy also, and even given employment to many, and even given feast to many who can't afford it due to this difficult situation we have faced. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditi. That was indeed a very good presentation which you had. You connected all the sections of the society in your through your stats and figures. Next up, we have Deboshi Roy. Deboshi, we would appreciate if you could switch on your camera.
So, am I audible and visible?
Sure.
Okay. So, today's topic is the role of Indian food delivery startups during this pandemic. So, I would like to basically begin with the Indian restaurant and food chain services and how it is basically divided. So, these food chain services in India are basically divided into two sectors. Normally, the organized formats and the unorganized formats. Unorganized formats are basically 65 to 70% of the food chain total food chain systems, and the organized format, that is 30 to 35%, and the fine dinings, bars and restaurants and cafes and etc. Fall under this, and also the takeaway services fall under this organized formats, and the dhabas, the roadside stalls and streets vendors, these all fall under the unorganized sector. So what Zomato, Swiggy and Uber Eats did after this revolution in the whole internet of India, the revolution which was led by Geo, the cheap data availability for common Indians, and this after this whole revolution, this on startups and online food delivery services came into play, and they almost took the unorganized formats so seriously that even the dhabas and small restaurants and even the cloud kitchens, for example, are now enlisted in Swiggy's, Zomato, and every other food delivery startups, and they are enlisted, and people can avail these foods. Like if you want to go outside and eat something from your local thela wala or something, the small shops and something, even they are also enlisted in Swiggy, and you can easily avail their foods and services from there. And for that, after the pandemic hit us badly, they the numbers of their sales, which have grown from 0.2% to 47% during this pandemic. So this food delivery startups brought a huge change in the food delivery market, and the basic need of a person is, as we say, that roti kapra makan are the basic needs of a people, and we cannot avoid food anyhow. So people doing jobs from their work from home, they are working from their homes, could not cook food, and some people were stuck away from their families. They also took advantage of this, and the online startup food delivery startup boomed out of this. Numbers for Swiggy and Zomato are like, Swiggy delivered almost 14 lakh orders per day, and Zomato nearly about 13 lakhs orders per day, which rose to significantly almost double the number at this point of time. And as our president earlier mentioned, that Zomato almost raised around $195 million from six investors. and this led to their valuation around 3.6 billion. And Zomato is also planning to launch their IPO, that is the initial public offering, by 2021. And this could lead into a huge change in the online food industry, for that matter. And also the Goldman Sachs prominent investor and Goldman Sachs analyst also predicted that it was like on Indian food delivery services would reach a transaction around 8.8 billion by 2025, which they have recalculated after this pandemic, and it is projected towards 9.8 billion by 2025. This is the huge growth. We can see that the uh, uh, pandemic accelerated the whole situation for the food delivery startups in India. And for that matter, if I may say so, that if Uber was basically a uh, taxi service, and Uber saw this opportunity and launched its uh, food delivery system, and by the help of their logistics and the services they provide, they are also doing good and giving a neck to neck competition to uh, both Swiggy and Zomato, for that matter. And this is a huge revolution that we are going to see in the coming years. And online food is the future, and we cannot avoid to see that the news there are many new startups which are coming out during this pandemic. And this pandemic played a huge role in developing the future of many. Also, this pandemic disrupted many of the huge businesses, for that conventional businesses, for that matter. But it also saw the new opportunities for new businesses, and new businesses are coming up with uh, full force. And this is the new normal that we are going to see in the near future. And
Devoshi, you have 30 seconds to conclude.
yeah, so this is the new normal we are going to see. And uh, this online food delivery services will result into a huge change in the whole economy, for that matter. And I too believe that this this will result into a huge comeback of the economic revival of India, and this will
Hello.
whole India. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Devoshi. Well, before I say anything, your fellow participants have already appreciated you, and they have rightfully done that. It was indeed an all round representation which you had put forward. So, moving on, we have the next speaker, Ayush. Ayush, we would appreciate if you would turn on your camera.
Uh, am I visible? Hello? Hello?
Well, no, like you're not visible right now.
Okay, just pin the second one in which the mic is off. Pin that one as a video. There is a problem in my laptop. That's why.
Yeah, now it's all right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Ayush Mandal, and hope you are enjoying the festive session. And today's weather is romantic, right? Wait, did I say romantic? No, we are entrepreneurs. You are entrepreneurs. For us, every day is energetic and full of adventure. So, today in this platform, I'm not going to tell you anything new, but I'm going to give you some perspective in which you can see the opportunities in the industry, especially in in the startups, how it emerged in the COVID-19 situation. So let me take back you to the lockdown times. So that time, suddenly the market stopped working. Everyone were in their homes. Everyone were eating the same food from their house, and everyone wants something new to happen, but everyone is bored in their home. So that time, if we see in the restaurants and hotels, the workers who are working there, they know that the lockdown is not going to open soon. So they went to their respective houses from in different states. So there's a backend in that position, restaurant and all. Now coming to the houses, there were many persons who were in the house and they have nothing to do much. So they thought of some way to earn. They are also one type of entrepreneurs like us. So what they did is they thought of making a chain system so that they can provide food to their nearby places. But the major gap between both of this is in that time, no one wants to go outside of their house. But yes, everyone wants to eat something delicious. But since the restaurants and hotels were that time shut that time, so there's no opportunity to get food from that. Now, this facilities in their houses, in many houses, I can say in West Bengal, many of my known I have seen, they started their own food delivering service, but they can't go outside, nor the one who is taking the food can guarantee that the food is fully sanitized. So that's where the main this Zomato, Uber, and what's the name? This all came into the market. They bridged the gap between the transportation system. They ensured their users that they will have the online transaction, no continuation through the cash delivery. First, second, they provide and they told that we will bring the food fully sanitized using the UVC radiation toolbox so that they can be sanitized and there will be no such uh, coronavirus or something will be present. So by giving the belief that yes, we are providing you the best thing and it is free of infection or any kind of this, they ensure that people can buy. So the gap between the one who is seller and the one who will buyer is fulfilled by this industry, and that's why they changed the game. That's why in today's time, many of my friends said they got a great investment. They are diversified their way in every perspective ways. Now, one thing more I want to add that there is not like this Zomato, Uber, this all only emerged. There are many things. If you see in the Mumbai and higher cities, there you can't just make a food tell that I want to sell my food and you can. You have to you have to produce proper videos related to how you present your food and how does it look like. So for that, a special photography is done. So somewhere or the other, indirectly or directly, other systems also got flourished. They also the photographers who were there, they also took the photographs and sent it to them, which helped others to select it and buy. So overall, we can see that directly or indirectly, every of the systems grown up. Many of the students who were just idle sitting or just have no work to do, they all transferred to this all categories. So what we will see that before the pandemic, there were only hotels, restaurants that were registered in the Zomato platform, Zomato and Uber Eats platform. But after the lockdown, the houses in which they have someone who can prepare the food, they also joined it. So there's a double benefit which are gained by the Zomato and Uber platform. And that's why this is the development which we are seeing in this overall scenario. Thank you.
Well, Ayush, I must say that you have clearly justified the topic of the role of Indian food startups. That was indeed delightful to hear.
Thank you.
Uh, yeah. So the next speaker we have with us is Rishabh Gupta.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, Rishabh.
Good afternoon and happy Diwali to all of you. So today's topic is like role of Indian food delivery in India before and after pandemic. The pandemic is not over, but surely the lockdown is. So yes, basically I would like to start with stating a point. Once Aman Bhaiya said to me that every pandemic gives rise to opportunities. So you see, like demonetization gave rise gave way to rise of Paytm and other opportunities. Wait, that wasn't a pandemic, but surely it rolled like one. Yes. So whatever it is, but this pandemic, bless, whatever you say, it's a blessing in disguise or whatever, but it surely rolled out good for Zomato and other platforms. They made a fortune out of it. uh, Basically, you see, you have to look for the opportunity. Though I believe that this is their luck. They were in the food related industry, and food is all important and everything for everybody, so it got a boom. But it is not only about luck. They have invested a lot. They have invested not only money, but they also invested their blood and pain behind it. So it is their hard work which has given them so much success. It's not only the pandemic and their luck. They have changed so much, because if you do not change with the with the time, you won't succeed for a long time. So they have changed a lot. You see, they have changed their whole system. Now they deliver contactless delivery. They do temperature checks. They do UV sanitization. They do kitchen sanitization. They propose videos. They make videos of their kitchen sanitizing and all. So they had also changed through a lot. They have changed their interface a lot of their app, of course. And also you see, they have installed a new feature in Zomato that they also deliver groceries. So they are not sticking only to food, because they know that nobody will, not many will take the restaurant prepared food now, but everybody will take atta, dal, chawal. That is the basic needs of everybody. They are even delivering liquor, which is very good indeed, good for the rest of the people anyways. So yes, they are also delivering liquor in many cities. uh, I also would like to point some flaws which I see in these online delivery chains. First of all, they should, the government should take more concern, because they are taking all the home related and other small industries into food chain marketing. That is all good, but that is also a problem, because you see, many homes and other small eateries do not provide proper sanitization. They do not have proper trade license. They do not have proper food license with it. So they should also make sure that they take the eateries who are well secured, who make proper food, and are like, if somebody dies or if somebody has a problem with their after eating their food, then who would be liable for it? So it's a problem. So basically, they should think twice before registering any hotel with them. Also, they should maintain the proper hygiene as they are maintaining now. There's no problem with that. But yes, so liquor delivery is another problem, because one can easily show any ID and get the liquor, and that is again a problem. The minors are getting liquor for sure. So that are the few sectors in which they need to look. Otherwise, they are doing a great job. I would like to point the statistics that they had grown drastically. They had grown in numbers before and after the pandemic, because of the food delivery. You see, the ready-made food was not that readily available, because many workers, as Ayush pointed, many workers went back to their villages and all. So restaurants were not on. So readily made food was not available. But the groceries which they used to send, and which they started delivering, that were that was very successful. That was a very successful model, and for surely competitor of grocers and other brands also. So yes, so before and after pandemic, it rolled out very good for them. I hope it goes good, because no matter what, we would be benefited after end. And yes, the food industry is very big, and the food industry in India is of course very big, because the population in India is so big, and we are so enthusiastic about our food. So you see, the food industry will grow and will continue to grow. So there's no limit to it. So what we can learn from it is to change from the time. From time to time, we have to change ourselves. We have to modify. We have to grow with the time. And also, never ever believe that there's a setback for you. If you believe that there's a setback, if Zomato and Swiggy has believed that there's a setback, they cannot do anything, they have to wait for the pandemic to end, then they would also suffer and would go down eventually. So you have to believe and have to modify you according to the changes. So thank you guys.
Well, thank you, Rishabh. You indeed justified the statement, as they say, that an optimist sees an opportunity even in a problem. So surely these startups had that optimism in them and they had the will to do so. Well, if anyone present here from the member panel, if you would like to put your insights on the topic, you're free to do so. I would request the members present here, if anybody wishes to put your insight on the topic, you are free to do so. Akanksha, Devopriyo, if you feel, Abhinava, if you feel, you people can you can put your insights on the topic.
Okay, so am I audible?
Yes, Devopriyo.
Yeah, yeah. So I can't just switch on the camera as I'm outside, but I heard all those speakers. I think I should I also have some points. Uh, so if I want to just say, everybody said that means the positive sides means Zomato just did means serve the needy people by with the help of every meal that we eat. But as we all know that because of this outbreak, we this means the food startup deliveries means food this startup sector was worstly hit, and that's why means Swiggy has to let go almost 15,000 employees and shut down multiple access kitchens, and Zomato sacked 500 people who accounted for 13% of its workforce. So because of the
Yes.
devastating effects of this outbreak, their business was worstly hit, and after that they stand up. Why I would say that by advertising means the way they advertise that without touching they are delivering. There was one means something they started free hand delivery or something like that, which made which encountered a sense of trust in the customers that yeah, the food they are serving is safe. And then again we started buying from these Zomato and Swiggy. Means after some cases of COVID transmission from a pizza delivery boy, we were just scared. Means all the people were scared to buy foods from these startups. But after they advertise themselves as that they are fully safe and they are taking all the precautions so that we can avoid the COVID transmission, we gained the trust. We gained the trust. We gained the trust of every. We gain means they gained the trust of us, and then after that we started ordering these things. And also one major thing that I would like to say that means after this COVID situation, every small hotels and all the restaurants started to serve their means to deliver their own food with the help of social media. So that also hit the all the startups, as they were not getting means the people were not ordering from these startups, and they were just directly ordering for from the restaurants, means small restaurants and all. So yeah, so the major thing which I feel that they did right in this COVID situation was advertising themselves, means advertising themselves and bringing a trust in the customers so that we can again buy from it. So that's all I have to say.
Well, Devopriyo, thank you for your contribution. Indeed, India being the second populous country and food being the most essential part of our lives, food startups really need, like, food startups have an opportunity to boom in this country. But before the pandemic, it was only confined to 2%. But as all of you have stated your stats and figures, how the pandemic has, helped these food startups. Like Rishabh has said, that it was indeed a good opportunity, or maybe they were lucky enough to be present here. But again, it's not only that which gave them this amount of success. The trajectory will never be that smooth. All of us can agree with it. There had been issues where the Domino's, or there were videos from the kitchen of Domino's, how even after promising contactless deliveries, there were issues where it was highlighted that they were not living up to the customer expectations. But that happens as a part. Not every day will be the same. But however, as Devopriya has rightly said, they have gained back our trust. All of them, Zomato, Swiggy, Uber Eats, we can now safely order. And like Devopriya has rightly said, Devopriya and Deboshi has rightly said, that they have connected almost each and every local stall. Geo being a helpful tool for this data, now wherever I walk in a local market, I can see that they have this QR scanning payment. So India is getting digitalized. So same for the food sector. Whenever you open Zomato, you will get all the local restaurants which are around your home. So Digital India is literally being executed right now. Maybe the pandemic was a tool to progress or to catalyze that growth. And Grofers and other apps which had been there, which people did not know much about, but during this pandemic situation as well, it gave their business a boom start. So be it the groceries, be it processed food, be it cooked food, be it food from the local kitchens, be it home services, be it liquor, be it any kind of food which we are looking up to, we have seen a significant rise of how they are being connected to the customers. We were locked up in our homes, but we never felt the difficulty in reaching out to a local restaurant. So indeed, we are thankful to all these Indian food startups for making our lives easier. So with that, I would like to conclude the session today. And we would be looking forward for your active participation next week. So until then, take care of yourselves. And yes, enjoy a very good Diwali and a Bhai Dooj. Thank you.